In the last video, we discussed about vectors, which are the terms related to vectors and what is meant by triangle law of vector addition. That already we discussed. And today, in this video, we will discuss about parallelogram law of vector addition, which is another method to add vectors. Okay, parallelogram law of vectors. So what this parallelogram law of vectors says, that we can write first. Okay, if two vectors are represented both in magnitude and direction, as the adjacent sides of a parallelogram from a common point then their resultant can be represented both in magnitude and direction by the diagonal passing through the common point. So here one vector is here A, another vector we are representing this, okay, B. So these two are represented as what it is. We have to represent it as a adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Okay. So if we want to add two vectors, what we have to do is that those two vectors, first of all, it should be represented as the adjacent sides of a parallelogram from a common point. So their common point is. Now, how to find the resultant of these two vectors? How to find it? So the resultant is obtained by constructing that parallelogram. So you can construct the parallelogram. So this diagonal will be the resultant. Okay. So resultant of this vector, or A plus B, we can write it as, that will be equal to the diagonal. What's the specialty of diagonal? Diagonal passing through the common point. Okay. So when you are specifying, when you are writing parallelogram law of vector addition also, this is very important that you have to mention it, common point here and here also. Otherwise, there is one more diagonal we will get, no? So that will not be. Okay. So you may think that whether triangle law of vector addition, parallelogram law of vector addition are same or different. Both are same. Here you can see that the same vector you can shift it here, no? So if you see what it is, this is A, this is B. So resultant. In the case of triangle law of vector addition, what we told, to if two vectors are represented both in magnitude and direction as the two sides of a triangle taken in the same order, resultant will be the diagonal taken in the opposite. So whether you are using triangle of vector addition or parallelogram law of vector addition, you will get the same result provided your approach is correct. Okay, is it clear? And now we will discuss about the analytical treatment of parallelogram law of vector addition. Okay, so we can discuss the analytical treatment. So to find that analytical treatment, what we are doing? We are considering two vectors. Okay. So one vector is there A, which is having magnitude is equal to this much length and direction in the same direction. Again another vector we are considering. Vector B, which is having magnitude is equal to that length and the angle between the two vectors, let it be theta. Okay. Now we have to find the resultant. So resultant is given by the diagonal. Okay. So first of all we can find the resultant of those two vectors. So what to do? We have to construct this parallelogram. No. So we have to construct in such a way that this should be equal to this length and this. So we constructed the parallelogram. Okay. Now what it says, this diagonal is the resultant. Okay. So we can write R is equal to A plus B. So now we have to find the length R. Okay. So how to find the length R, that we are going to discuss. So to find the length R, what we are doing is that we can draw perpendicular from B to OA. We can extend this. Okay. And we can draw perpendicular from B to OA. Normal we are drawing. This angle is 90 degrees. Now very easily you can find this OB. How to find OB? By using Pythagoras theorem we can write. By Pythagoras theorem, we can write OB square is equal to ON square plus BN square. OB square means this resultant, that is equal to ON square plus BN square. And what is OB? OB is equal to R. So we can write R square. Should not write the vector notation. If you are writing vector notation, you have to write not only the magnitude, direction also to be specified. Okay. So here we are finding only the magnitude first. Okay. We are finding the length OB. So to get the length OB, we are using Pythagoras theorem. Okay. So now onwards till we will get the result, you should not write vector notation. If you are writing vector notation anywhere here, it will be completely wrong. So R square, and what is ON? ON can be written as OA plus AN. No? So we can write OA plus AN the whole square plus BN square. Okay. And now we can find AN and BN. How to find AN and BN? This angle is theta. So we can write this angle also will be theta. Why it is theta? Because parallel lines are there. So the angle, corresponding angles will be equal. Okay. Now we can consider the triangle. From triangle ABN, we can write AN by AB is equal to cos theta. Can we write AN adjacent side by hypotenuse? Because why? How this became hypotenuse? Because this angle is 90 degree. We are drawing perpendicular from B to OA. Okay. So AN by B, AB is equal to cos theta. Okay. Or we can write AN is equal to AB cos theta. And what is the value of AB? AB is equal to, what is the value of AB? AB is equal to B. No? So we can write B cos theta. Okay. Similarly, we can find Bn also. How to find Bn? We can write Bn by AB is equal to sin theta, or we can write Bn is equal to B sin theta. Okay. Now we got the value of An and Bn. We can substitute in this equation. So we will get R square is equal to, instead of OA, what is OA? OA is this length, that is equal to magnitude of this vector A. So we can write A plus An. An can be written as B cos theta whole square plus Bn square. What is Bn? B sin theta. Okay. And you can expand this A plus B whole square. In that way you can expand. What you will get? A square plus 2AB cos theta plus B square cos square theta plus B square sin square theta. Or we can write A square plus 2AB cos theta. From these two terms we can take B square common. B square into cos square theta plus sin square theta. And what is cos square theta plus sin square theta? That is equal to 1. No? So what we will get? R square is equal to A square plus 2AB cos theta plus B square. Or we can write, we have to find R. R is the length of this diagonal. No? So we can write R is equal to square root of A square plus 2AB cos theta plus B square. So we got the resultant. We got only the length of the vector. No? So when we calculated, now we got the length of this diagonal. Now what we have to find? If we find out only the length, is it enough to represent the vector? No. If we are finding the length, we are getting only the magnitude. And now we have to specify what is the direction of that vector. No? So in order to specify the direction, how we can specify the direction? We can say this vector is making this much angle with this vector. Like that, if you are telling, we can say the direction. No? So we are marking this angle as beta. So what is beta? Beta is the angle made by the resultant with this vector A. In this diagram, we can say that beta is the angle made by this resultant with this vector A. So if you are getting 30 degree, 45 degree, according to the problem, whatever it is, that if you are finding, you can say that this is the length of, this is the magnitude of the vector, and that vector is making angle this much degree with this horizontal this way. Okay. So we can find, for that we are again considering that triangle OBN. We can write from triangle OBN. What we can find? We can find tan beta. So tan beta is equal to, what you can find? Tan beta is equal to opposite side divided by adjacent side. No? So we can write BN divided by ON. Okay. Or we can write tan beta is equal to, what is the value of Bn? Bn already we have written. What is Bn? Bn is equal to B sin theta. No? So we can write B sin theta divided by On can be written as OA plus AN, or we can write tan beta is equal to B sin theta divided by, instead of OA we can write it as A, and instead of AN we can write it as B cos theta. So we can say that tan beta is equal to B sin theta divided by A plus B cos theta. So once you find tan beta, you can find beta also. Okay. Is it clear? Understood? No. So this is the way of solving, or this is the way how we can find, or how we can apply parallelogram law of vector addition to find the resultant by both in magnitude and direction. Okay. Consider special cases. Okay. Special cases of parallelogram law of vector addition, that is, if two vectors, already we got the result. What is the result? R is equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, and beta, tan beta is given by B sin theta divided by A plus B cos theta, where beta is the angle made by the vector A. Okay, is it clear? Now we are considering special cases of this. Which are the special case? First case we are considering if theta is equal to 0 degree. If theta is equal to 0 degree, what happens for the resultant? We will get resultant is equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 0. No? A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 0, or we can write it as root of A square plus B square plus 2AB. Why? Because cos 0 is 1. No? Or this can be written as root of A plus B whole square, or that is equal to A plus B. So this is very simple. Otherwise also, if two vectors are there, if they are acting in the same direction, what will be the resultant? Resultant will be obtained by adding the magnitude of those two vectors. That we got by parallelogram law of vector addition also. And what will be the angle? Angle will be 0. Why it is 0? Because theta is 0. If you substitute in this formula, what you will get? Tan beta is equal to B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. Theta is 0, so you will get tan beta is 0, which means the vector will be, resultant also will be along the same direction. Okay. Now if we are considering if theta is equal to 180 degree. If theta is equal to 180 degree, what happens? That we are discussing now. Okay, theta is equal to 180 degree. Same way we can write R is equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 180 degree. Only just we are substituting in that formula. In this formula, we are substituting the value of theta, because here it is given that these two vectors are anti-parallel. Okay. So, and you will get root of A square plus B square minus 2AB. Why it is minus 2AB? Because cos 180 is equal to minus 1. So, you will get it as minus 2AB, or we can write it as root of A minus B whole square, or that is equal to A minus B. So, what will be the direction? The direction will be in the direction of the larger magnitude vector. Okay. For example, if 7 Newton is acting in this direction and 3 Newton is acting in this direction, what will be the resultant of these two forces? We can write it will be 4 Newton in the direction of larger magnitude force. Okay, that is what is A minus B. Is it clear? Now, the next case we are considering if theta is equal to 90 degree. 90 degree means one force will be acting in this direction, another force is acting perpendicular to both. Here in first case both are acting in the same direction. In second case one is acting like this, another is acting like this. In the third case both forces are perpendicular to each other. Okay. So what will be the resultant? We can find R is equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 90 degree. And what is the value of cos 90? Cos 90 is 0. No? So we can write root of A square plus B square. That will be the resultant if the two vectors are perpendicular, because this term will vanish. Cos 180 is 0. So cos 180 is 0. That's why 2AB cos 0. 2AB into 0, it will become 0. Okay. Is it clear? Now we can find angle. What is the angle for this case? So we can write tan beta is equal to B sin theta. What is B? Is B only. Sin theta. Theta is 90 degree. Divided by A plus B cos 90 degree. Sin 90 is 1. Cos 90 is 0. So we will get tan beta is equal to B by A. Or you can find beta is equal to, how to write beta? Or beta is equal to tan inverse B by A. Okay. Beta is equal to tan inverse B by A. Is it clear? Understood, no? Now we will discuss one or two problems based on parallelogram law of vector addition. Okay. So two forces, 5 Newton and 6 Newton, acting on a body at an angle of 60 degree. Find or calculate the resultant force. Calculate the resultant force. Okay. So here both vectors magnitude is given, and already mentioned that what is the angle between them. Very easily we can find. We can write A is equal to 5 Newton, B is equal to 6 Newton, and theta is equal to 60 degree. And we can write resultant R is equal to, here one vector is there, 5 Newton, another vector is there, 6 Newton. So resultant will be the diagonal. This angle is already given 60 degree, and this angle we have to find out. So R is equal to, we can write root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Or R is equal to, what is the value of A? A is 5 square, B is 6 square plus 2 into 5 into 6 into cos theta is 60 degree. Okay. Or we can write root of 5 square is 25, 6 square is 36, plus this once again we can write 2 into 5 into 6. What is the value of cos 60? Cos 60 is 1 by 2. No? What you will get? 25 plus 36, 51 or 61. 61 plus 30. 6 into 5, 30. No? So you will get it as root of 91. What is the unit? Unit is Newton because A and B are represented. These are forces and its unit is specified. If it is not specified, you can write that much units. Okay, no need to write the unit if it is not given. No, it's not necessary that always forces only will be acting. Always only forces are vectors. So many other quantities also there which are vectors. So if it is not specified, no need to mention the unit. If it is given in the problem, you can write the unit. Okay. Now this is not over. We have to find the angle. How to find the angle? Tan beta is equal to B sin theta divided by A plus B cos theta. And B, what is sin theta? Sorry, B, what is the value of B? B is 6, no? 6 into sin 60 divided by A value is 5. 5 plus 6 into cos 60. Or we can write 6 into root 3 by 2 divided by 5 plus 6 into cos 60 is 1 by 2. So if you simplify, you will get as 3. So 5 plus 3, 8. And here again you can simplify. What you will get? 3 root 3 divided by 8. 3 root 3 divided by 8. You can substitute the value of root 3 if you want, 1.73, and you can multiply it by 3 and by 8. Then you have to write beta is equal to, last step you have to write beta is equal to tan inverse this value. Whatever you calculate, here I am not doing any calculation, that's why I am writing like this only. Tan inverse 3 root 3 by 8. Okay, is it clear? Understood, no? Now one more problem we will discuss. Okay. Equal forces have their resultant equal to either. Find the angle between the forces. So here only one thing is that their magnitudes are given, it is, but angle is not mentioned. And one more thing, it is given that their resultant is also equal to that vector. Okay. So we know the formula R is equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. And here it is given that B is equal to A, both vectors are equal, and resultant is also equal to B. So that we can substitute and we can square both sides. So we can write A square is equal to A square plus A square plus 2A square cos theta. Why it becomes 2A square instead of B, we have to substitute it as A. So A into A, you will get it as A square. And here B square, B is equal to A, so it will become A square. So we can write 2A square plus 2A square cos theta, or 2A square into 1 plus cos theta. No, 2A square can be taken common, or we can write 2A square, this A, here it is A square, no? So A square and 2A square can be cancelled, and these two can be taken here. So we can write 1 by 2 is equal to 1 plus cos theta, or we can write cos theta is equal to 1 by 2 minus 1. What you will get? Minus 1 by 2. And you know already, recently you studied trigonometry. So there you studied for which angle of cosine you are getting minus half. So that is, you can write that, we will write like this: theta is equal to cos inverse minus 1 by 2. Which means for which angle we are getting minus half, and that is 120 degree. Okay, is it clear? So this is the way of solving problems related to parallelogram, law of vector addition. And one more thing is that the vector addition, it is both commutative and associative. You know what is meant by commutative? A plus B is equal to B plus A. No? What is meant by commutative? Just I will tell. It is commutative. So commutative means vector addition. What is commutative? Vector addition. No? Vector addition is commutative, which means A plus B is equal to B plus A. Similarly, it is associative. Associative means if we are adding three vectors, A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. Okay. So these are the properties of vector addition. It obeys both commutative law and associative law. Okay. So you can refer some more problems related to parallelogram law of vector addition and you can solve it. If you cannot solve those problems, you can send those problems to me. So we will solve those problems. Okay. Thank you.